Hello all you people watching this video. Today I'm going to do something a bit different from what I usually do. I'm going to do almost a tutorial really of making a cake. I mean, I love to bake, I'm a big baker, so I thought why not do the simplest thing of making a cake and showing you all how to do it. If you don't know, students or younger people, if you want to watch it, do I'm no professional, I'm not saying at all, it's a hobby, something I like to do. So I hope that you can make a nice cake from this recipe. I'm going to do it all in my Scouser accent as well. I hope you don't mind that, and I hope you think it's good. I mean, I'm not a professional again at that at all. It's another hobby of mine. So I've been watching Desperate Housewives a lot lately on 4Music. I don't know if you've seen Desperate Housewives, so let me know down below if you like it, or give it a thumbs up or whatever. I love it, so I'm writing to the accents at the moment, so that's why I've decided to do it in this. So I'm going to get on with it basically. So enjoy, happy baking, hope you make a good cake from it. If you do, just let me know. So first you need to get yourself the right size tin that you want. Grease it all up with butter, margarine or whatever you want to use, and then to make it extra better, just get some greaseproof paper and just put it around the edge and grease it down, just extra. Now you need to get your ingredients, so take some caster sugar, take some margarine or butter, take some eggs. I'll write all the amount of ingredients underneath, so don't worry about that. And take some self-raising flour. So there's all your basic ingredients sorted. Now it's time to jazz it up a bit, so with a bit of an extract of vanilla. Don't buy vanilla essence, it's no good. Buy extract of vanilla or a vanilla pod. So now you need to take your caster sugar and your marge or your butter and just whack it in together. And then take an electric whisk if you've got one to blend it up together, you see. So I started to use mine and I thought it was going to work, but it's broken, so I had to do it by hand. So that's a fine way to do it. Just take a spatula or a wooden spoon or something with a good stir on it and just blast it together until it's right creamy and soft and everything's incorporated together. So just keep going. The lighter in colour is the better really, so it should look like that. So now you've mixed it all up, it's time to jazz it up a bit, the flavour kind of thing. So take your extract of vanilla and just put the tiniest drop into the cap. Tiny bit, because it's so powerful, overpowering, I'm going to say as well then. And just dollop it in. That'll do so much more than you think. And then take a pinch of salt. I mean, I don't really know what this does exactly, but it does something, so whack that in and all. Now take your eggs that you prepared earlier just by cracking them into a dish or a bowl or a jug, and just beat them up together using a fork till they're all, the yolks are deformed basically. I don't know what the technical words are, so I'm not a chef, am I? So just do it for a laugh and a bit of fun really, these YouTube videos for you, to help people make nice cakes and stuff, because we all love cakes. So now bring in your flour and your eggs and the mix that you prepared earlier of your sugar and your marge, and just sprinkle a tiny bit of flour in at a time, just fraction it up, and then fraction your egg up and just pour a bit of that in and all. Not too much, cause so then take your electric whisk or by hand if you're like me and you don't have one or yours is broken, and just keep mixing it really well together. You don't want to see any traces of flour at all. No evidence of flour do you need to see, or egg for that matter. Pour a bit more in once you've incorporated the first stage of it. Bit more flour. And just do the same again, beat it up. Once you've done it and you've used all your flour and all your eggs, it should look like this, a nice smooth, that's the kind of consistency it should be, just dollops really. is the word I use to describe it. Dolloping. Lovely. Then you need to bring back your tin that you prepared earlier with it all greased and lined, and just pour in the mixture. All of it, unless you've been a bit cheeky and taken a spoon and eaten it. I've got to say, cake batter's just gorgeous. If you like cake batter, let me know down below. I just love eating it. Sometimes I think it tastes better than the cake. I don't know if that's good or bad for my cake making abilities, but so using a spatula at this point, like I'm doing now, is a really good way to just get all of it out of the bowl. They work magically. Now just jiggle it, basically. Jiggle it all about so you get as even a surface as you possibly can. Sometimes it helps if you just bang it on the top or on the floor like that, and it just gets rid of air bubbles for you. Now it's all smooth like that, all lovely and soft and smooth. Now it's time for it to go in the oven. So I'm putting in a gas mark 4. I'll put the equivalents of the other types of ovens underneath. So you want it to be on the middle shelf so it gets an even bake on top and underneath. So just lower your oven so it's in the middle, and then just pop it in basically. Excuse my dirty oven door, that's pretty bad, is that? Now make sure you don't open your oven for 3/4 of the cooking time or it'll just sink. Now you can make your buttercream while it's cooking. So take some icing sugar and some margarine and a drop of milk, and then put your icing sugar in with your marge, and be careful it doesn't splatter all over you like I just did to myself. It's terrible for that, it just flows up like powder, it's unbelievable. So take a metal spoon or whatever you like. I like to use a metal spoon for doing this. I don't know why, but I just think it works well. And just mash it to the side, really, the butter. Just push it into the side to just get it going with that marge. You can use an electric whisk again at this stage, but as I keep saying, mine broke. So doing it all by hand. Elbow grease, people. You've got to be patient with doing this, this is the next stage. It almost looks like breadcrumbs, I've squished in that butter a bit. But you just got to keep going, be patient with it. Think, oh my gosh, this isn't looking right. Don't worry, it'll come right. I've not really whizzed any of this on, which I should have done, maybe speeded it up. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to sit through the whole. So there's the next stage, and I've just kept doing the same thing. So it really looks like breadcrumbs now. And just keep turning it, and all of a sudden you'll reach a point and you'll just think, oh, my buttercream's arriving. See there, you can see clumps of it already. There, looking smooth, just what we want. I'm sorry if this bit's quite boring for you all. I should have fast forwarded, but I didn't. So, I'm not that technical on how to do it all at the minute using these editing programs. So, I'm sorry if you can't hear my voice properly and all that kind of stuff. So now I've just kept going with it and mixed it, and it's gone to that smooth stage. So now I'm at that stage and taking half a teaspoon and just adding just some standard milk, whatever's in your fridge. I use semi-skimmed, so in it goes. And I just think this loosens it up a bit and makes it a lot more creamier, and I just think it gives it a bit of oomph, really. You know what I mean? And also the whiter and the lighter you can get this mix, you know, the better it's going to be, the more fluffier it's going to be, the better tasting it's going to be. I could have probably done it better with my hand whisk, but I just basically got an aching arm from doing it this so much, but it was worth it because it tasted gorgeous. Bit of ambidextrous there, is that the right word? Using your left and your right hand. Power. I definitely should have whizzed it on. I'm even bored watching it at this stage a little bit. So now your cake's out of the oven after about 40-45 minutes. So take a cake tester or a really sharp pointy knife and insert it into the centre of the cake. And if it comes out with no crumbs on it, I don't know if you can see there, it means it's done. But if it comes out and there's a few crumbs on it, get it back in the oven. So turn it out onto your cake board, cooler air rack thing. And that's about how deep it is, about 3 of my fingers width. So once you've allowed your cake to cool in a decent amount of time, I'd say at least an hour tops, it needs to be so cold. Take a serrated edge knife and put your hands flat on top and then just dig in all the way around it, 360 degrees of the cake. And just slice it a little bit because this will make it easier and even a cut. So now keep going all around it, and once you've done that, you'll be able to run your knife all the way through it and take it apart, hopefully it'll be all even. But if it's not, don't worry, because you can just disguise it. You see, I've got a bit of a bump there on mine, but no one's going to know because I'm going to whack buttercream in it. And now it's time to do just that. So the buttercream that you made earlier, get a palette